We've all been asked the age-old question. If you could have one Pokemon in the real world, what Pokemon would it be? Typically, the majority of people would answer with their favorite Pokemon, or if they were smart, they'd respond with Ditto. However, we never really consider the drawbacks of our decisions. I mean, come on, how bad could having a Pokemon in the real world be? Well, a lot worse than you may think. For the sake of this video being interesting, I'm not going to be talking about Pokemon that would obviously be terrible to have in real life, like Yveltal or Guzzlord for obvious reasons. I'm going to be selecting Pokemon that may seem completely harmless on the outside, but could break the very fabric of reality if they really wanted to. Okay, I might be over-exaggerating, but you get the point. Number 10, Eevee. A popular answer to this infamous question is none other than Eevee, which is fair, it's really cute, and it's like a dog, cat, fox thing, and incredibly friendly, so who wouldn't want one? Well, there's one major thing to take into consideration. It's extremely prone to mutation. One day, you wake up and it's a normal, average day. Your Eevee's probably awake, so you should go feed it. You go to feed it, but it's facing away from you. That's a bit strange. You call out its name. As it slowly turns around, you make a terrifying discovery. Your Eevee has stolen your face. I don't know about you guys, but an Eevee with a human face sounds terrifying. Most of Eevee's Pokedex entries talk about how fucked up its DNA is, to the point where it even starts looking like its trainer. This is the reason Eevee has so many evolutions. It's easily mutated by its surroundings, which is honestly really cool, but really fucking scary. Number 9. Gumi. Now, don't get me wrong, Gumi is a super cute Pokemon. Look at its dumb little face, it's adorable. The problem isn't necessarily with Gumi, but just what you have to do to take care of it. In order to keep it from literally fucking evaporating, you need to keep it in a damp, shady environment. And with the state of the world right now, sending my hypothetical Gumi outside to absorb blazing sun rays doesn't sound like a very smart idea. And I don't exactly want to keep my Gumi in a basement all day. Poor little guy's gonna get scared or something. Yes, Gumi is prone to evaporating if it's not kept in the right environment, and I don't want to constantly worry about my Gumi drying up and dying on me. That sounds like way too much of a burden. Stay in there, little guy. Forever. On the bright side, Gumi is known as the weakest dragon-type Pokemon, so you don't gotta worry about it causing any havoc. Maybe I could put him in like a little fish bowl and fill it up with water or something. Or punt it. Number 8, Magikarp. Now at first you may be wondering, Magikarp? Why Magikarp? It can't destroy the planet or anything. Exactly. It's just a fish! And if you could choose any Pokemon, why the fuck would anyone choose the one that's literally just a fish? A fish is already one of the lamest pets you can have in real life. It's not like you can take it out for a walk or play with it or pet it. You just kind of let it sit there and, well, exist. So having what's essentially just a bigger fish seems more like a burden. You gotta buy a really big fish tank, give it a lot more food than you would typically give a fish. At least you could probably eat it. No disrespect to anyone who has fish. Fish are pretty cool to have around, but I wouldn't choose it as a Pokemon. Number 7, Komala. Komala's a really cute looking koala Pokemon. It's like a stuffed animal. The only problem is that it's born asleep and dies asleep. So what the fuck is the point? I'd take the oversized fish over this literal plushie any day of the week. If it were to die or something, I probably wouldn't even notice because it's not like it moves anyway. If you can somehow make a fish look like a more entertaining pet, there's a problem. I could probably throw this thing at a wall and it still wouldn't wake up. To be honest, would this thing even qualify as a pet? It's hardly even considered alive. I wonder what it dreams about. Number 6, Mareep. Mareep is one of my favorite electric type Pokemon, but petting it shocks you, which is a bit of a problem when your pet is as fluffy as Mareep. Look at it! It's like a baby cloud! Honestly, I wouldn't even mind getting shocked as long as I get to use it as a pillow. Unless that woolly fluff is actually a scam and it's secretly steel wool. That would hurt like a bitch. Most of the Pokedex entries mention how soft the wool is, so I think it's safe to assume that it's pretty safe to touch. On top of being a fluffy little sheep creature thing, it can also protect you. It would be nice knowing that everything's one thunderbolt away from being free. No, officer, I didn't know any better. Honest! Number 5, Sobble. Some people prefer amphibians over little fuzzball critters, and if that's you, don't get Sobble! It cries all the time, which causes you to cry. Not to mention its tears are apparently as potent as 100 onions, and I'm pretty sure your eyes wouldn't just start tearing up. 1 onion's already enough to make you cry, just imagine 100! You'll probably go blind, or worse, if that's even possible. Probably lose it really easily, seeing as it can straight up just go invisible. In short, don't get Sobble. Number 4, Rattata. Pet rats are a lot more common than you may think, which is pretty fucking surprising considering they're little rodents trying to live inside your walls. When a rat does it, it's cute, but when I do it, I'm trespassing and need to leave the vicinity immediately. Double standards. Rattata needs to constantly chew on things because its teeth never stop growing. Now, I don't know if you've realized, but that's a bit of a problem. Rattata is not your average rat. It's a Pokemon. So I'd imagine its teeth are pretty fucking strong. If you forget to give it something to munch on, it'll just start eating your furniture and walls. Rats in our world are already bad enough. Now imagine a rat the size of a Subway sandwich. Not to mention that sometimes these things just straight up eat through your door and break in. But when I do it, I'm committing a crime! Number 3, Phanpy. Elephants are so cute. I mean, just look at them. They're like stumpy little dogs. So a pet Phanpy would be awesome to have, right? It can flap its little wings and fly away, curl up into a ball and roll around, toot its trunk like a trumpet. Okay, maybe it can't do all that, but I don't mind. Having this as a pet would be awesome, until you consider how fucking strong it is. Apparently, it swings its trunk around playfully. Cute, right? Well, because of how strong it is, it's actually very dangerous. It also bumps you with its snout to let you know that it likes you. The only problem is that it can send you flying as a result. If you want a speed run going to the hospital, this is the perfect pet. Sub 20! Whoa! Also, apparently you can ride around on its back, which sounds pretty fucking cool, and might make all of the injuries worth it. I can take this into a drive-thru, right? Number 2, Rockruff. Even if you're not a dog person, I think everyone can agree that dogs are one of the best animals to have as a pet. So a Rockruff would be perfect to have as a pet, right? At first, yeah, the Pokédex states that they make great pets. However, they get more aggressive the older they get, to the point where trainers have to abandon them. If it's gotten so bad that in the Pokemon world, trainers have to abandon their Rockruff, I don't want to know what they'd be capable of in our world. Again, they're abandoned in the Pokemon world. A world where mostly everything can kill you if it really wanted to. Think of the most vicious dog you've ever met. Now times that by 10 and make it super fucking buff. Rockruff is gonna bite the frontal lobe off a baby. Before I get to number 1, I want you all to leave a comment to what you believe would be the worst pet to have in the Pokemon world. I read mostly every comment, so if you want to get a reply from me, just go do that. Anyways, number 1, Esper. This thing is just flat out creepy. If I ever woke up to an Esper staring at me in the middle of the night, you better believe I'm punting that shit out of my room. Why would anyone want this as a pet? It's really creepy and has psychic powers. But what if one day it realized that it could easily wipe out humanity? Who's gonna stop it? You may be thinking, Rogue, maybe you're just being too harsh to Esper. There's no evidence that it would unleash its psychic powers. Well, its Pokédex entries seem to think otherwise. It has enough psychic energy to blast everything within 300 feet. Okay, not looking good. And to make things worse, it has no control over its power. It also talks about its creepy blank stare. It may look inconspicuous, but behind that blank stare is an intense struggle to contain its devastating psychic power. That's fucking horrifying! There's many things we still don't know about Pokemon, but if you're interested in learning a little bit more, watch my video about some unanswered Pokemon questions. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Go ahead and leave a comment. I read them all most of the time. Anyways, bye!